on. Okay, today the energy between you and your person is changing. I feel that they're going to break down in some shape or form. Either they're going to break no contact, or they're going to become very emotional with you. I am feeling a lot of emotion, okay? Now, I feel what's gone on here is they were very greedy with something. There could have been a third-party situation, okay? But I feel today that with this central card that you're the only person, okay? It's the key player card. So you are the important person in their life. You are irreplaceable. It says irreplaceable. But in the past, they were very excessive within their behaviour. So something they just took to the limits. But I've also got the lust card here. So I feel that they were very inconsiderate towards you. They were quite cruel at times. And the karmic cards here. So I feel they got themselves into another situationship of some sort, okay? They were just totally selfish. So selfish with you. Absolutely, totally and utterly selfish. But I feel they're going to break. They're breaking, okay? And I feel it'll be soon as well. So by the end of this reading, we'll get to the bottom of this. We're going to find out what's going on in their environment, how they see you, what they would like to say to you if they were sat in front of you now, and also the best possible outcome. You know, I'm going to kind of tie that in with what are they going to do? Are they going to come forward? I feel they are. But also, is this the best thing for you? Okay, because they've already dragged you through a lot of pain, I feel. You know, you could have ended up with a lot of third parties around you, people who hated on you. And I feel for someone today, the lesson learned, you're done, okay? Maybe that's what's triggering them. But we're changing energy, you know, we're going into the year of the horse. We might have gone into it now, actually. Was it the 21st of Jan? Don't quote me. But, you know, there's something from last year that you've let go of, but your person hasn't let go. They have not let go at all. So let me have a look. Let's see what else wants to come out. Just give those a knock. Just while I'm shuffling there, thanks for watching. I hope you're okay. That's the most important thing in the world. You. Your well-being, your happiness, your success, whatever makes you tick, that is all you should be focusing on, okay? If you'd like a reading, just click on the title of the video. Links are below in the description box. Everything's on the website. And check out the free relationship report as well. And thank you so much for all your support and your likes and your comments. I do read all of my comments. I'll turn these over in a minute. Let's have a quick look, shall we? Gotta slam those down. Slam those down. Yeah, maybe you've just slammed the door. Maybe you're done. Right. In the past line, where we have this past energy, they were being excessive. They were overindulging, etc., etc. You caught them out. You have the receipts. You have the evidence. You have everything. Okay, and I'm going to go as far as to say there's no way this person can bullshit you anymore. It's in black and white, or however you've got it, you know, however you've got it stored, but you exposed them for who they were, all right? Let me see what is clarifying the present energy, how they feel about you now, which is you are irreplaceable, but let's just see what comes up. Ghost. Okay, no closure, cowardice, disappearing act. So they ghosted you, they disappeared. They didn't give you any closure, no, because they were too busy lusting after something else, okay. They've had their fingers burnt, all right. And as we say in the UK, you might say this in the US and in Europe, they've bitten off more than they can chew, literally. Okay, but yeah, they were a coward, a total coward, and they didn't give you closure. And you know why they didn't give you closure? Because you've called them out. Now, whether you actually got to call them out because maybe they just cut you off because they didn't want to hear it, but I'll tell you something today. They know exactly what they did because that card's shown up. So even if you weren't allowed right of reply, or they just brushed you aside. They know what they did, okay? They know that you know. Let us see what this last card is. Long haul. Right, okay. So they are, oh, they're frozen. They're breaking but frozen, okay? Everything, their energy where they are is very dense at the moment. They're in a very dense, oh, I don't know, sticky sort of energy where they just, I mean, obviously they can breathe, but I just feel like they can't breathe properly. But the final card, the long haul card, with the key player card for me is they're going to make a lot of effort this time. Even if you say no, they are going to try really hard to get you back, okay? They're going to try and make things right. They're going to try and show you how invested they are. That what they did was a blip. I'm hearing them saying it was a blip. And, you know, they're very, very sorry. I feel that's what's coming through. But they really did. They were a real coward. And, you know, anyone who does a disappearing act, you have every right. Even if, you know, you can still love somebody, okay? You can still love somebody and, you know, still miss them at times. But if you have been ghosted where somebody massively important in your life just disappears, and not only that, they haven't even got the decency to own up and say, you know what, I really messed up here. You know, you found out and they blocked you, okay? Or they wouldn't give you the truth. They were just lying through their teeth. Totally lying. That's what I'm getting. They were lying. But I do feel they're going to try and come in for the long haul. Okay, let's see what else wants to come out. Can you give me anything else on the past, please? Let's go back to the past. Yeah, Ace of Swords in reverse. They were lying. They lied. They stabbed you in the back. You know, they sort of not left you for dead, but it's that kind of energy that they just don't care. That they don't care how they leave you or how they left you struggling. So yes, in the past, they lied to you about, they were guilty as charged, all right? You exposed them in some way and they lied through their teeth. They absolutely you know, with the Ace of Swords clarifying this past line here, everyone, they were very hostile. They were unstable, okay? And they just stopped talking to you. The Ace of Swords in the upright's the truth, clarity, you know, clear ideas, communication. Sometimes the communication can be a bit sharp, but this communication, no, they just completely ghosted you, totally cut you out, weren't willing to listen, probably made out you were mad as well. Yeah, that's interesting because they also could be very loving and very comforting in the past. I feel they're emotionally immature, okay, with this card. I feel they've got, you know, very simplistic, this card. They've got some childhood issues. There were some issues. They've got some broken dreams. When you first meet them, or even maybe for a few years, they managed to be, they were kind, they were emotional. But, you know, this card, the Page of Cups and that Ace of Swords in the reverse tells me that they could be moody. They could be like a sulky child. You know, there's that, to me, is the sort of energy, I'll give you an example, where you, I don't know, go on a holiday with this person, okay, and you've planned it, and you've worked for it, and you're there, and you've managed to, you know, get all your bags packed, and no one's had a breakdown, and you're really looking forward to it, right, and they bring out their secret weapon, and they just sulk, and they don't talk to you, and they make the whole bloody holiday miserable. That's always what I get with that card. If it's negative, if it's not in a good aspect, Okay. Let's have a look. Any more for the past, the Tower. Yeah, it just all crumbled, didn't it? It was chaotic. It was chaotic for you. I feel like your whole life fell down around your ears. There's different levels of breakups, you know. Some people break up and they do it without having to destroy somebody else because they're willing to admit something. They're willing to say, hey, you know what, it's not worked out, but I did this and I'm really sorry, but I do want to leave, but I don't intend to, you know, make out that you're a Looney Tune or something. But I feel that your ex did this. They cut off communication. There was a lot of confusion for you, a lot of confusion. Yeah, and then they went into some other relationship with the Lovers. I've got this in the past, okay? I do feel they went into something else because I've got the Karmic card there. I've got the third party card. What's crossing that? Destroyed families, I'm hearing. Yeah, and they were very, very emotionally manipulative with you. Not all the time, I don't feel, but definitely when the relationship ended. But I feel what's happened with this karmic situation, this is why they're breaking, and I do see tears, is because whoever they've gone to promised them the white picket fence, the house, the happy ever after, and all the flowers in the garden, as I like to say, but it was all an illusion, okay? And it has now become an environment where there's a lack of stability and a lack of security, all right? Your ex has had their fingers burned, but it is their karma. You know, karma's not a spiteful world. It's just what goes around eventually. And I'm old enough to know that. I've got more to look back at than out forward. Eventually, you know, it comes back round. It comes back round. And their karma is that they are madly in love with you. And they just want what they had back. But they were in the devil energy. They were with that card in the past. They were massively in the devil energy. It was all about them, all about their status, all about maybe somebody else on the end of their arm or whatever they were doing. And they were, yeah, they weren't very nice. They weren't very nice at all. Righty-ho. Let us see. What are they going to do? Are they going to do something, or are they just going to sit there and wonder? No, I think they want to come back in and work on it. You know, the Eight of Pentacles for me is yeah, they want to come back in. They want to get their head down. They're willing to put the work in. And this, you see, the Eight of Pentacles is kind of a long haul card. It's when you get from the ace more or less to the 10, and you're willing to sit down. You don't care how hard it is. You're willing to put that work in because you want to succeed. So that is this as well. So yeah, I do feel that they want to come back in, but your energy is coming out at the bottom of the deck. I've just seen it, the Queen of Swords. You're not romanticising this anymore. You're totally intellectualising it. And the Queen of Swords, I think you've blocked them. And I think they're going to have to work really, really hard to even get you to reply to them, okay? They caused a lot of pain. They caused you a lot of pain. Yeah, they're coming out as the King of Wands. So basically, they are going to get back in touch. I do see that, okay? All right. So someone could be an air sign, Aquarius, Libra, Gemini, or we've got fire, Sagittarius, Leo, Aries. They're looking at you, but you're looking at them, and you've got that great big sword up. You're like, well, you're going to have to do better this time, my little love bug. Okay, that's what I'm really getting. Okay, yeah, I do feel they will come back in. Underneath that, we have the Page of Wands, which is a message card. They're going to send you a happy-go-lucky, optimistic message. And this is what they want, the Empress. They want you back, okay? You make them feel comfortable. They see you as, whether you're male or female, or however identify, it's not labels, it's energy. They see you as top of the tree. You are irreplaceable. You don't replace Empress energy, okay? They really, really do. And underneath that, we have the Three of Cups, which is a reconciliation card, okay? It is a reconciliation card. It's about hoping you can meet up, socialise, get together, okay? Your energy, though, Queen of Swords, that's before we wrap this up, as I said earlier about you, use your head, okay? Just use your head, use your logic, don't take no prisoners. You come first, you're on that throne, you get to say how your life goes, you get to say what happens, okay? And the King of Wands is they can be very egotistical in the excess of their energy. They're very flamboyant. Look at me, you know, the King of Wands in the bad energy, negative energy, is someone who will cheat. They are a player, they move the room. They're impulsive, they're always jumping from one social thing to another, okay? But they've met their match with you, okay? They have met their match with you. But yeah, I do feel they will be back in. I feel that it's fire. I feel it's going to be during Aries season, okay? Not so much Pisces. I feel Aries, I think, is about the 21st of March, I think, to about the 21st of April. Never get the dates quite right, but I feel it's going to be about there. Okay, you're going to get some communication because they are breaking. One more. What would they like to say out of these? I don't know why I'm being told to pick this deck up. I know that I crossed the line with you. Yeah, they're going to try. They're going to, Eight of Pentacles, they're going to really get their head down. They're going to want to provide for you. They're going to want to show you that they're willing to settle down, that they're willing to toe the line, as it were. They've been waiting for you. Okay, not surprising. I know I messed up everything. They have messed it up. Your ex is breaking because they've messed it up. All right, they are breaking because they have messed it up. So I leave that with you. Look after yourself. Remember, you're there. You're on that throne. Okay, you just sit there. Make sure self-care, abundance for you, comfort for you. Pour all of that love you've got straight back into you. Okay, be that Empress. Be that Empress, and also be that Queen of Swords. Protect that beautiful energy. Okay. Because you are worth your weight in gold, more than that, all right? And they know that now. They know that now. They've messed up big style. So leave it with you. Look after yourselves. I love you very much, okay? And I'll speak to you soon. Bye.